Yo guys, I've released a new video every week for a while now, which has hopefully helped you learn certain mechanics or how to deal with specific scenarios in game, but I think it's time to go a little more into detail in how to get better. I hope you leave this video with an increase in your Rocket League rank. So we need to define what getting better at Rocket League is. In my definition, a great player will have the ability to perform a skill in Rocket League consistently well at speed and during pressure conditions in a competitive environment. Far too many times I see lower ranked players that are able to do certain mechanics in free play at a slow speed and then can't do it in game, especially during the rank up match. I also see players mastering skills in practice,
Damn, I'm good! Can you feel that?
but fail to see that translate to more wins in their current rank. So, if you're wondering how to get better, if you're in a slump or a plateau, or you simply don't want to be trash anymore, listen closely to these 3 steps. This is a step where a lot of people have issues knowing what to do, and our brains really need focus when it comes to getting better. So we're going to define our goal first. You don't hop in your car, your real life car, and drive aimlessly until you get to a Chick-fil-A. You know exactly where that sweet sauce is, and you start driving in that direction, and by some miracle, you eventually end up at the drive-thru. What I'm trying to say is Rocket League is basically driving to Chick-fil-A. Pick a rank you want to get to so you know at least where you're going, and then you can start working towards your goal. Once you have your goal decided, we need to figure out what you need to practice. Really start to get self-reflective here and find out what you're struggling with. Study your gameplay, keep notes of when you mess up, and be observant in your games. Chances are, if you play Rocket League at all, you are making mistakes. Pick one that you notice and write it down. Additionally, you can share your analysis or a play from one of your games and let higher ranked people tell you where you went wrong. You can share your clips in tons of places and people love to tell you how bad you are.
You're trash, kid.
There are plenty of communities to post your footage to, and people will love to help. One of those communities is my Discord channel, where everyone is super helpful and inviting. Feel free to post your clips in the coaching channel. Also, I am going to be holding my 1,000th subscriber special giveaway entry here, so join the Discord to enter this and find out more details about how to get coached to Grand Champion for free. So, after you did your analysis, or maybe had a friend or a higher ranked player take a look at your gameplay, you now know what to practice, and it's time to structure this practice. Here are 3 practice routines that I created that personally helped me get a lot better. They are separated by time, so you can pick one that fits your schedule. The first one is the 20-minute fast routine. Starting off from the top, we are going to go straight into free play and work on a drill I do called the wave dash drill. You're going to weave in and around the small boost pads without using your drive button and get used to landing these and the muscle memory that is associated with it. After that, you're going to do some bounce dribbles with the objective of keeping the ball as close to you as possible with light touches. Then do something that I call jump resets. This is a skill that will be super beneficial in 1s and 2s, but will generally increase your car and ball control. You start a dribble, then give the car a little hop, and add some boost and spins, and make sure to regain control of the dribble. This will help you maintain control longer and give you a higher chance to trick your opponent. The next part of this fast routine is aerial car control. Lethamir's Rings map has been the final push for me to finally feel competent in aerial car control. Do this map at the progression you're comfortable with. Progression 1 is to complete the map. The second progression is to do this map without air rolling or to do it upside down. And the third progression is to do this with air roll or freestyling only. At whatever progression you might be at, make sure to fail. You will get better so much faster if you do let yourself mess up.
I don't believe it.
That is why you fail.
The final 10 minutes of this fast routine are 2 quick training packs that I created that are aimed to help you get ready for some in-game situations in shooting and defense. These packs are essential for step 2 of this video, so make sure to try these out. This pack, 10 shots to master, will help you get your brain used to common shots you might see that you really should be able to hit about 80% of the time. So head into this pack, do not reset any shots, add some variants in Bacchus mod, and have at it. Repeat the pack once or twice to get to 5 minutes. After that, I created a 10 defense to master, which is the same concept as a shooting pack, but with saves you might see in the game. So jump in there with no resets and repeat if necessary. I would suggest taking off variants on Bacchus mod, as it can make some of these unsavable. The medium and all-in routines follow a similar format as the fast routine, but with a couple additions. I hope you follow these routines, and I want you to experiment with different training packs and drills. If you're noticing that you're lacking in accuracy while shooting, plug in some more shooting packs. If you are terrible at wall shots, add in a wall shot training pack. And one more thing, the reason that I only go up to 1 hour in a routine is because I believe that taking a break while practicing is very important. It'll help you reset your mind and give you a fresher perspective each time you get the grind on. To get better at Rocket League, we need to have the rank to show for it. Even though you might feel like you're better than your current rank or MMR, you probably aren't too far off of where you should be. So, if you're currently Platinum, I'm sorry, but you're not good at Rocket League.
Don't be fucking rude.
Look, I'm sorry, but when you compare yourself to a Grand Champion, you're just not as good. And most Grand Champions are actually terrible compared to the pros. But nonetheless, the title of this video says how to get better. So it doesn't matter what rank you are right now, because all we want to do is improve our current rank. So the only way to increase your rank is to win games. Let's talk about how to win more games. So we take all of that work we did in step 1 and we put it to the test. The current state of Rocket League feels to me like everyone is trying to hit shots they have never hit before. You keep doing this, and so 1 out of 50 games, you end up hitting a pretty good shot. In those other 49 games, though, you are potentially missing out on a higher percentage shot by making this risky play so that you might get a clip that is worthy for Reddit. Think about it. You play ranked games, and out of your 6 shot attempts, 3 of those shot attempts are with mechanics that you've managed to hit in practice maybe once or twice. You're actively making your games harder to win. So, when you're presented with a free shot attempt, you need to have a couple of options in your mind that you can choose from. Are you good at flicking? That's one option. Are you a savage demoer? There's another one. Are you decent at wall-to-air dribbles? There's a third option. Pick one of those 3 and commit to it before you make your shot attempt. By focusing on your strengths and consciously deciding what you want to do with the ball, you will start scoring more goals. I would say when you can successfully hit a shot 50% of the time in training, would I add that option to my shot bank? The final note of step 2 has to do with adapting to the external factors surrounding the game. How much time is left on the clock? In football, professional teams develop 2-minute drills and defensive tactics to combat that. If there is 30 seconds left and you have a 1-goal lead and you're trying a shot attempt with a mechanic that you've only scored once in your life, what the hell are you doing? The point is, we often get caught up in our own heads about mechanics or playing fast that we sometimes forget that we are trying to win a Rocket League match. Another thing to note is your teammate. Far too many people don't adjust to their teammates. If you're normally an aggressive player and your teammate is aggressive too, maybe tone down your style a little bit. If your teammate is playing with only one hand and he can't seem to hit any ball, set him up with easier passes. You have a lot more control over how the game turns out than you think. Start to play smarter and you will see your rank increase. The final part of the getting better process has to do with motivation. This is essential and will ultimately be the biggest reason for your success. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything you can to get better, but your rank doesn't budge at all? You were Diamond 1 and had a huge run of wins and made it to Diamond 3 Division 4, but 2 days later you've peaked and have maybe dropped down to Diamond 2. And then you practice more and work harder, and a week or 2 later you're still Diamond 2? You, my friend, are in a slump. You peaked at your highest rank and you're wondering how to get back. This is now the time to get really smart. Everyone reaches this point, and if you're going to get better, you need to do these few things to get over it. First off, have the self-awareness to know that you don't know everything, and always stay open to new ideas. You need to realize that the rank you peaked at means that you've gotten to a point where your best games are your opponent's average games. It's time to redefine your practice and work on things that are causing you to lose. You need to get your average game sense, mechanics, or speed up to where your opponents are. Hitting this plateau is actually a good thing in disguise. It's the game telling you that you need to start working on things and improving on mechanics or movement that you may not be great at. To get through this phase quickly, let's start by mixing up your practice. By mixing things up and being open and creative, you start to have more fun while practicing. This turns into motivation because you're now starting to enjoy the work you're putting in. Being creative here is essential. If you stick to a plan and only do what you are told, you might never break through your current slump. Whoever hit the first flip reset was not trying to hit one. He was most likely going for another type of shot, but allowed his practice to be fun and creative, and all of a sudden, the flip reset is now a common mechanic in competitive Rocket League. If the best players didn't allow for any practice variation or creative approaches to the game, you would not be seeing half of the shots that we see right now in RLCS. To summarize this point, if you're feeling incompetent in your current state, begin dialing in on what you are failing at. Once you figure out something that you can improve on, approach that practice with a fresh perspective where you invite creativity and do the reps. Motivate yourself by changing the practice style up and knowing that consistent practice combined with creativity will grant you new heights in your rank. That's it, guys. That's how I was able to get better and how I made my final push to Grand Champ this season. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and make sure to comment and like and all that good stuff. If you want to stay up to date with my uploads, subscribe and hit that bell. I'll see you next week. Later!